Hello, Mark Levin. Thank you for being with us.
Well, it's a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
מארק לוין הוא עיתונאי, סופר ומשפטן יהודי אמריקאי. לוין הרבה לבקר את ממשל אובמה וביידן, תמך ועדיין תומך בטראמפ, ומגן על ישראל מעל כל במה. לוין ידוע גם בדעתו הנחרצת ולשונו החדה, שגם בראיון הזה באו לידי ביטוי. In your eyes, how do you see what's going on in Syria these days? What are the risks and the opportunities?
Well, you've set it up exactly correctly. That is, it's good that Assad's gone. He's a genocidal mass murderer. Now Putin is hiding him out in Moscow. But then there's genocidal mass murderers who are now crawling all over the country. ISIS, Al-Qaeda related, backed by a jihadist in many respects, the lifetime dictator of Turkey. So that is hugely problematic. All that said, it seems to me that Israel is responding properly. They're using the opportunity to take out as much of the military infrastructure as Syria as possible, with the expectation that the next regime isn't exactly going to be buddy-buddy with the state of Israel. So I think Israel's doing everything smart that it can possibly do. I think it's going to be a big challenge, but I think Israel's trying to position herself properly.
How would you describe the changes Israel is making in the Middle East?
Well, the changes are as a result of Iran and Hamas and Hezbollah and the Houthis and all the rest of them deciding that last year was a good time to try and destroy the state of Israel. And now they've actually destroyed themselves, or in the midst of destroying themselves, thanks to your government and thanks to your people and the resolute position of your people. That is, what Hamas did was so atrocious, it was so monstrous that it could not stand. And they needed to be destroyed. There could be no halfway peace. Israel, for almost 80 years, has done halfway pieces. They push back the enemy, whether it's a nation state, whether it's a terrorist organization, only to be attacked again and again and again. And this time, the Prime Minister said, that's not going to happen, that's enough. Hezbollah, for crying out loud, is all but obliterated. Iran, it's on its back. It could have been obliterated. The entire Middle East has changed, in my view, for the better. And the next issue to me is to make sure that Iran doesn't get the nukes. And I think with the incoming administration, I think that the United States and Israel will join together and make sure that Iran does not get nukes.
Do you think Trump will give Israel the support that is needed to bomb Iran?
Well, it's a good question. I think that the United States would support an effort to take out, yes, Iran's nuclear sites. Because those nuclear warheads will not be limited even to the Middle East. They're working on intercontinental ballistic missiles. Intercontinental, which means they don't plan to just stay in the neighborhood. They plan to be able to use these in Europe, eventually the United States and so forth. What Iran has also done, it has given and sold technology to other countries. This needs to stay in the box as much as humanly possible. So I think President Trump would support, and in fact did support, an attack on Iran's nuclear sites when Joe Biden did not. In fact, he made a public statement several months ago. He said to Israel, take out their nuclear sites and take out their oil fields. And when Donald Trump says something like that, he means something like that.
You mentioned Biden, and I remember your iconic video asking Biden, who the hell do you think you are?
Who the hell do you think you are? Who the hell do you think you are? To use these blood libels against the Jewish people, that they're indiscriminately murdering Palestinian civilians, when you spew the lies of the Hamas terrorists.
What made you so angry?
Well, because I think it was a fair question. Who the hell does he think he is? It's a question I've had for him for a long time. I'm familiar with this man for 50 years. He's always been very weak. It amazed me that he became president of the United States. Israel's a sovereign, democratic nation. It's not our child. It's not our stepkid. It is a sovereign nation with real people, with a real government, with a real army. And the idea that Joe Biden treats it like it's not even a state in the United States, like it's some kind of bastard child, was infuriating me. Trying to tell the Israeli government what to do, then going around the prime minister to certain ministers who wanted to be prime minister. using the media on the record and off the record to smear Netanyahu. And I'm listening to him and I'm watching him. And finally, I said, who the hell do you think you are to be telling these people in this country what to do? Even now, the things that Joe Biden is doing, he's literally taking credit for weakening Iran when just a few weeks ago after the election, he approved another $10 billion to Iran in sanctions relief. In this country, we're scratching our head. We can't wait till the day that he's gone because a new day is coming, and that will not be happening again, and Iran won't get a plug nickel as far as we're concerned.
Do you think Biden helped or interfered in everything to deal with the hostages and the victory over Hamas?
I think he almost crippled it because this constant appeasement, this constant using of Hamas data and information when it comes to civilian casualties, the constant private and public berating and attacking of your prime minister and ministers, that not enough food is getting to Gaza, the embrace of these so-called international organizations and the horrendous things they were saying, the blood libels about the people of Israel and the state of Israel. The truth of the matter is the United States would never have sent food into a country or into a terrorist cell that we were trying to defeat. We've never done that. We have our own history, whether it's World War I or World War II or Korea or Vietnam or whatever it is. No country does. So Israel and the Israeli people have been the most beneficent people in times of war than any other people that I can think of. So Biden did you grave damage. Hamas thought they could hold on forever. Biden, Harris, Blinken, Sullivan, the four stooges. They should be ashamed of themselves. They should be embarrassed. They should be apologizing to Benjamin Netanyahu, the state of Israel, and the American people.
לוין ידוע בביקורת החריפה שלו על ממשל ביידן, והיה ממתנגדיה הבולטים של קמלה האריס. זו הזדמנות לשאול אותו מה הוא חושב שהיה קורה אם האריס הייתה מנצחת.
Well, if Kamala Harris had won the election, it would be a disaster for the United States. And for Israel, she was more aggressively anti-Israel than the current administration. That is, I think she would have completely withheld arms. There are 18 United States Democrat senators who voted to withhold all arms from the state of Israel, led by Bernie Sanders. She was the most radical senator when she was the Senate. I think that's what she would have done. I think Israel would be in a horrendous position if Kamala Harris was elected president, but thank God she's not.
From Israel's point of view, the Trump's appointment couldn't be better. Is Israel right to be optimistic?
I think if Americans and Israelis aren't optimistic now, when will they be? I mean, look, nothing's perfect, especially in your neighborhood. You got a lot of nut jobs with a lot of powerful weapons who think the way to get to God is to slaughter as many people as possible, so that's a problem. But all that said, I think Israel is in a better position now than it has been maybe in my lifetime. October 7th was such a horrendous, genocidal, inhuman attack. And the enemy has paid for it. And they're going to keep paying for it. And they're going to pay for it even more. I think the Israelis should be very positive and optimistic. I know we are. My family's building a home in Jerusalem right now. So I can tell you that we're very optimistic about the state of Israel. And we're very optimistic about the United States right now as well.
You know, in this historic week for the Middle East and the world, the Netanyahu trial began. There is a big debate in Israel about the timing and the necessity of it. How does it look from your side, from the outside?
Let me give a little perspective. In our country, it's the position of our Attorney General and our Department of Justice, regardless of what party's in power, that you cannot charge a sitting president. Our position is you don't indict a sitting president of the United States. I mean, my God, he's been charged with cigars and champagne and making a deal with a media outlet. I mean, I'm thinking to myself, what is this? The old East Germany, the old Soviet Union? What is this? Is it North Korea? No. It's our beloved state of Israel. Your judicial system is so screwed up. I'm just being honest. It's unbelievable. You have a judicial oligarchy. You have an attorney general who is power hungry. The prior attorney general was power hungry. The idea that they can literally try to bring down a prime minister who was elected through a combination of parties, these elections you go through, they're fiercely fought, they're close and so forth. Now we want to turn to, hey, cigars. Cigars? Champagne. Champagne? You got to be kidding me. You're still facing this enemy. Syria is in turmoil. And your prime minister has to show up in a courtroom because some damnable judge has decided that this is the time to do it? Who elected that guy or gal? Nobody. Nobody. I don't think people realize what a humiliation this is for the state of Israel and what a danger it is for the state of Israel when you have your own judiciary, your own attorney general literally trying to put your prime minister in prison while he's not only fighting the enemy, but has been hugely successful in fighting the enemy. I'm telling you now, this will be in the history books of Judaism for thousands of years to come.
You know, you speak very fiercely about Israel, the United States, and your Jewish identity. How do you feel in your publicity, identity, and media position about the combination of these issues?
It's a very good question. It seems to me you either have it or you don't. You're either born with it or you're not. I am a proud, red-blooded American. I am a patriotic American. And I'm able to do what I do and say what I say because of the people who founded this country, mostly Christians. And they had a respect for Jewish people and Jewish histories. And despite the Holocaust, despite multiple Holocausts over a 4,000-year period, despite what's going on right now, there's the Jews. Chin up, ramrod back straight, fighting for themselves, fighting for their faith, fighting for humanity. And so, I am a proud Jew. I am a strong supporter of the state of Israel. I use my public platforms, whether it's on television, whether it's on radio, whether it's on the internet, to express my views about the United States and to very often express my views about the state of Israel. And so that's a long way of saying, yes, I'm proud and I'm glad of it.
Thank you very much, Mark Levin.
Thank you. You guys do a great job. The people in Israel, I hope to see you in a few months. God bless you, my friend.